I want to welcome you all for the Public Citizens Secure Our Elections. We are joining actions in every state nationwide today. Our votes and efforts to secure our votes are ones we are promoting today. My name's Jamie McMillan. I want to thank all of you for coming out. I want to share a few guidelines with you. I already said we want to keep the sidewalk. We want to keep the sidewalk clear. We do have the right to be on the sidewalk. That's a freedom of peaceful assembly. So we want to keep it peaceful. If you do witness anyone that's making a ruckus, just don't engage them. Just we can, if it gets out of hand, we could go up and ask the security to come out on the steps and just to keep an eye on what's going on. We want to keep the chants civil, no profanity, no name calling. So keep the passageway clear. One last thing, if you would come over a little closer, we're going to have the WLKY television coverage over here, so if you would come over this way, we can keep that side of the sidewalk clear.
You might want to get in front of them.
Okay. How's this?
And you might want to take the, because I'm hearing more generator than I am you.
Thanks.
That's good. That's good.
All right, thank you. Yeah, oh, gotcha. The national security community, the national community, a community agrees that the 2016 is a preview to what can happen in 2020. House Bill 3351 has already been passed, and it just goes to the Senate now, and it's up to Mitch McConnell to have it passed. We know his record, and that includes obstruction in a number of ways. We can go back to the Obama administration. When President Obama was first elected, Mitch McConnell was asked, how are you going to work with this new president? And he had the gall, I guess you could say, to say, we're going to make every possibility that this man does not have a second term in office. Now that's a public statement that Mitch McConnell made, and he followed through on that with a number of actions that we all can probably remember, including the ACA. There was about 50 judgeships, federal judgeships, that were blocked by Mr. McConnell and not allowed to even come to the floor of the Senate to be approved or to be debated. The latest is the Supreme Court Justice. Right, he didn't allow Eric Garland to even come and be asked questions, and so this man is he is deciding Supreme Court justices all by himself. Now that doesn't sound quite right for one person to be able to decide who is on the Supreme Court. This man has had the more power probably of most people or anybody in the United States. And to me, it sounds very unusual for one man with that kind of power doesn't use it for good. He is not using it to create bipartisanship. He uses it for obstruction and keeping decent legislation from actually being bipartisan discussed. The Senate only needs to finalize this bill from the House, and Mr. McConnell is in charge of that. He has to allow that bill to come to the floor so that it can be discussed. Just discussed. It may not be passed, but he has to allow it to come to the floor.
So what are you doing here today?
We're here today, thank you, to make sure that the vote in 2019 and 2020 is secure. We know that the votes, the election was hacked by at least Russia and 26 other countries trying to get a handle on what they can do to change what our elections do for us. So, the House has already voted a bill that gives $600 million to states who want to secure their individual states' elections. That's another bill that Mr. McConnell has to bring to the floor of the Senate. He has said in an interview with the News, we'll consider it. So that doesn't mean I'm going to put it on the floor. That's an obstruction until he shows us that he is going to be a part of the bipartisan decisions in our Congress. You might ask what that $600 million is, where it's going to go. Well, you have 50 states, and it looks like about $12 million will go to each state. Now that's just an average, because some states like Kentucky don't have that many voters. But each state will get that money to help secure their election.
Does he have a problem in Kentucky?
Does he have a problem in Kentucky?
Did we? I mean, the money that's coming to Kentucky, do we have problems with our election?
Well, the election board has not really decided and chosen to say, if they do know, that Kentucky individually had a breach in their election last year. But the possibility is there. We know that nations around the world want to get involved in what Russia is doing. Iran is another nation that is very interested in doing that. Paper ballots. Paper ballots is one thing that we want to encourage. Why do we want paper ballots? Anybody know what we want paper ballots? Why we do?
So they can be counted correctly.
They can be counted. They can be audited against the electronic votes. If there's any question, if there,
paper ballots only.
All right, paper ballots only. The electronic is the easiest to hack, so the paper ballots are a backup, and we want that for every nation. We want every country in this nation, every state in this nation, and the entire country. I'm going to turn it over to Chris. Chris is a representative of Public Citizen, and he has a few words he wants to share with us.
All right, here, I'll give you my sign here. There you go. Can you take my sign here? All right. Hey friends, I'm here with Public Citizen. I'm also here with Mayday, as well as Cleanup Carl. He's a superhero for democracy on a national tour to call out corruption. So that's what the crazy deal is with this thing. Thank you all for being here to secure our vote. Woo! What do we want? Paper ballots! Paper ballots! Paper ballots! Paper ballots! Paper ballots! Paper ballots! Woo! All right, we want some other stuff too. So I won't take up too much time, but I just want to point out that we are here, regular folks, right outside of Mitch McConnell's office. I feel like if we're loud enough, he can hear us. We're going to make our message clear. Today is a national day of action to call out senators who have been blocking election security reforms in the face of all kinds of problems that we need to take care of to protect our democracy. And excuse me there, and goodness gracious, we are here, folks. Okay, now I got it. All right, so we're here as part of a National Day of Action to call on senators to do the right thing. What a concept, right? Now that might be a new concept to Mitch McConnell, but we're here to call out McConnell for standing in the way of basic reforms for our democracy, and to call on senators to not follow in his obstructionist lead, but to do the right thing and protect our democracy. Right? Woo! Yeah! It's not that complicated. However, unfortunately, Senator McConnell refuses to do anything to protect our democracy from foreign interests who have proven to attack our democracy in the 2016 elections. It's been proven. You know,
They don't call in Moscow Mitch for nothing.
that's right. You know, Robert Mueller said it's happening as we speak. As we speak. And he said it's going to happen again next year. Now, if you have a congressional investigation that says that a foreign country attacked our elections to sway the outcome, and it's happening right now, and it's going to happen again, why in the world would a U.S. senator try to prevent actions to stop that from happening? Well, it might be because Mitch McConnell refuses to put our country above his party. Mitch McConnell thinks that it's going to benefit Republicans in Congress to allow the Russians to hack our elections, and we're going to call him out and say, that's wrong! Shame! That is wrong! That is wrong! Mitch McConnell! Shame on Mitch! Shame on Mitch! Shame on Mitch! Shame on Mitch! That's right. That's right. It's shameful. He needs to do the right thing, and it's not just that. Mitch McConnell is also taking thousands and thousands of dollars from the very companies that produce and sell the electronic voting machines that are hackable. So it seems to me that Mitch McConnell, that was truck robot, it seems to me that Mitch McConnell is putting his partisan interests as well as his own campaign cash above our country. What do we say? Shame! Shame on Mitch McConnell for putting partisan interests and campaign cash ahead of America. Shame on Mitch. Shame on Mitch. Shame on Mitch. Because what we're asking for is very simple. We're asking for something that affects every state in the country. We are asking for something very simple. We are asking for election systems that have paper ballots so election results can be verified. That is not too much to ask. And if Mitch McConnell refuses to take action to support the bill that's coming out of Congress to give $600 million to pay for paper ballots and audits of election system, then he has some serious explaining to do. And any other senator that goes along with Mitch is going to have some serious explaining to do. But the good thing is, this really doesn't need to be a partisan issue. It really doesn't. If you think you can win an election, go ahead and try to win an election. You don't need to have a hacked voting system. If you think you want to run a campaign, go ahead and try to run a campaign. You don't need a hackable voting system. So what we're saying to senators around the country is, if Mitch McConnell says he's going to be the Grim Reaper, boo. If Mitch McConnell wants to be the obstructionist in chief of the U.S. Senate, boo. If Mitch McConnell just wants to not do his job, then we call on other senators to do the right thing. There's a bill that's coming out of the House. It has a deadline on October 1st. It would give $600 million for paper ballots and fair audits of election systems, so we don't have to worry about secretaries of state like Brian Kemp trying to illegitimately get elected. We don't have to worry about foreign interests like Russians trying to hack our elections. So today we are calling on all U.S. senators. We're calling out Mitch McConnell for doing the wrong thing, for selling out America and selling out Kentucky residents for campaign cash and partisan advantage. Shame! Shame on you, Senator McConnell! Shame! 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 And at the same time, we are joining with thousands of activists around the country today, Constitution Day as it is, to call on senators to really do the right thing. Protect our elections, secure our elections, stand up to Mitch McConnell, and secure our democracy. Secure our elections! Secure our vote! Secure our vote! Secure our vote! Secure our vote!
Secure our vote! Yeah!
All right. Great. Who else? Anybody else want to have
I'm sure some of you have seen on Facebook feeds or other social media that the Kentucky Democratic Party is filing a complaint that 150,000 plus voters have been erased from the voting registry. We need to get to the bottom of this kind of stuff. Two federal election cycles haven't passed in order for them to be able to do this yet. So this needs to be uncovered and cleaned up and find out who's responsible for it. Woo! What was your name again?
Anybody else? Anybody else have something to say? To Mitch. Right on. Tell us your name.
Julie Sullivan. I'd rather lose to a hanging Chad than a Russian hacker. Mitch, you need to secure our votes now. Paper ballots now. Nationwide paper ballots. Thank you.
All right, we want to thank you for coming. Can you hear me? Okay, thanks. I want to thank you for coming. There are some handouts if you want to keep in touch with Public Citizen. We have a handout right over here. We'd like for you to take it with you and be a member of Public Citizen. If you're not a member, just keep up with the actions that they're doing. I know everybody has their own interests, and you probably have your own activities or your own institutional or club or organization that you want to help them. We'd like to have everybody united, but it doesn't necessarily happen. We can unite on some issues. This is one. Take this message back to your friends. Put it on Facebook. Put it out to your groups. Call Mitch's office if you are interested. I'll let this ambulance pass. If you have an interest in going up to Mitch's office and leave a message, the security, I think, will only allow 2 people at one time. That's because we had a demonstration outside his office at one time with about 30 people. So that was very effective. But if you would like to make a statement, please call. But this is a good time to step up to his office. He will not be there. He wouldn't be there and wouldn't listen to us even if he were. We have done that in the past. I think it's been 20 years since he sat down with individual citizens. And had a conversation. You cannot find Mitch. Where is Mitch is a good one. I think we ought to have a lot of billboards that say, "Where's Mitch?" But you only find him at fundraisers. You're not going to find him except maybe at, what's the one out in western Kentucky? Fancy Farm. You'll find him there for about 20 minutes and he's gone. He does not stay around for anyone to ask him questions. You will see him occasionally in stores, in Kroger, in the Highlands. That's about as close as you're going to get. I have been tempted to, if I find him, to say, "Hey everybody, Mitch is here, come ask him questions, he wants to answer you." But I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him twice there.
He's been active in the grocery store.
Keep your eyes open, keep your eyes open. And I encourage you to go up and leave your message at his office with his aides. Thank you very much for coming. It's been a good event. Keep your eyes open and share the message.
Woo! Thank you!
You can take your signs with you if you like. You can take any of these signs with you. Let me give you a flyer.
Hey friends, thanks for joining me today here from the Secure Our Vote Louisville rally. Anybody knows me, something I really harp on are elections, election integrity, voting rights, free media, net neutrality, those things. Those are the keys. There's a lot of things that we need to get done, a lot of policies that we need passed, a lot of changes we've got to make, but none of that's happening without secure elections, unrigged elections. So contact your legislators. If you're in Kentucky, please contact Mitch. We really do need paper ballots. We need to get off the computer systems. We need something that's publicly counted, something with transparency, and something with accountability. So on that note, I'm going to get out of here. It's hot out here. I do have a show coming up tomorrow night. I'm going to be doing an interview with Robert Haley Conway, who's running for state agriculture position. So look out for that tomorrow, somewhere after 5:30. Don't have an exact time right now. So I'll leave you on this note. Always think critically.